first thing we need is to get to work on the actual pasta dough. So I'm gonna add in 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm using 00 flour, which is like a finely milled all-purpose. And as you can see, I don't have a bowl, because making homemade pasta is all about making a little bit of a mess on your counter. Half a teaspoon of salt is gonna season that dough. Mix that together. Make like a little bit of a well. Add 1 egg and 2 egg yolks. The 2 egg yolks make really tender noodles, which is great. Add a couple of teaspoons of olive oil. And I'm just gonna beat those eggs together and kind of start bringing in that flour gradually. Don't wanna break the dam. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, get in there. You just kind of have to refortify the walls every once in a while. But it's starting to get like gloopy, so I'm gonna start bringing in more flour. When the dough gets clumpy, switch to your hands. And as I knead it, it's gonna keep kind of collecting all this flour. Use the heel of your hand, push forward, and just roll it back. It's just a little bit of elbow grease. I know I'm done kneading my pasta when it holds together and is a little bit springy when you touch it. Now let that rest for 30 minutes. Since this is a serving for 2 people, cut this in half. I'm just gonna roll out a portion at a time to keep it easy on my old biceps. Dusting a little bit of flour. Roll this into a pretty thin oblong shape. I only hand roll fresh pasta for max 2 people. At first, you'll be rolling it and be like, this is so easy breezy, Mary. I could do this for 18 people. What are you talking about? By the time you're done 2, you're like, great. That was the perfect amount of rolling. You want it thin enough that you can see your hand through it. Add a little more flour, loosely fold it over onto itself with flour in between just so it doesn't stick together. Set that aside and roll out the other one. This is where you start to sweat. So my dough's all rolled out. And for linguine, you want to cut it relatively thinly, 1 to 2 millimeters. And then we get to do the fun part, which is just mess it up a bunch. And if they're a little bit sticky, toss just a little bit more flour on. Once coated, just set them aside on a rack-lined baking sheet. Now it's time for a crunchy, delicious, spicy breadcrumb topping. In 2 teaspoons of oil, saute a garlic clove, a quarter